Good evening, brothers and friends. Thank you for joining us for the Minnesota Freemasons webinar series. This evening, we'll be talking about building the leaders of tomorrow. And we have a guest from Job's daughters, the grand guardian of Job's, Lisa Peterson. Few administrative items, though, first. This is not a tiled meeting, so please govern yourselves accordingly. The session is being recorded. Please keep yourself on mute during the presentation. You can either unmute yourself or you can hit the spacebar to temporarily unmute yourself. And use the chat feature to send a question to the host. We'll cover them at the end. There will be a poll that will be sent out to everyone, hopefully about 5 minutes before the end of the meeting. Please submit responses before you leave. And the videos will be made available up on the Grand Lodge YouTube channel. We have one more session after this one. It will be a Masonic Youth panel discussion on the 14th. After that, we'll be taking a break and we will return in the fall. And we want to thank everyone for their participation. If you would like to suggest a topic or have something that you would like to present, there is a suggestion form at the link at the bottom of this slide. Grand Lodge of Minnesota is sponsoring a show and tell challenge. It's meant to capture the last couple of years and some of the historic events that have occurred. There are three sponsored questions. What is Freemasonry in Minnesota? What will your life and legacy say about Freemasonry? And how will you help others find their ways to the rewards of the craft? There is a website where you can submit answers to these questions. Originally, we thought it would be in form of a video, but we're also accepting essays, poetry, art submissions, etc. So check out bythecompass.org/challenge and consider entering into the show and tell challenge. It's an opportunity for your lodge to get a certificate, or if you are of the top answers to these three questions, you might win a commemorative plaque. Do you have a topic that you'd like to present? Feel free to send an email over to mentoring@grandlodgeminnesota.org, or the phone number is 612-564-0583. And now for the featured presentation, Building the Leaders of Tomorrow, Job's Daughters, presented by Lisa Peterson. Welcome.
Thank you. All right, I will share my screen here.
Okay.
Just get the slideshow going here. Oh, hold on, I got to readjust my screen quick. All right. Okay, can everybody see the presentation? All right. So, like you said, that I am Lisa Peterson. I am the current Grand Guardian of Job's Daughters, and the Grand Guardian is kind of the head adult in charge of the organization for the state. At a local level, we have a Bethel Guardian, and they're kind of the adult mentor for the girls at the local groups. And I'd be kind of that adult mentor at the state level. So I'm just going to kind of talk a little bit tonight about what Job's Daughters is, give you a little bit of interesting history about the organization, show you kind of what we do, and hopefully answer any questions that you might have on the organization. Job's Daughters, kind of who we are, the mission of Job's Daughters is to create confident young women that are respecting tradition and shaping the future. Our members learn invaluable skills that will increase their confidence and prepare them to lead. And we teach girls to use their voice. That is kind of our mission of what we're trying to achieve on an international level. As far as who we are, our membership and stuff, our membership is open to girls that are 10 to 20 years old that have a Masonic relationship. The wording has not changed. However, they have changed what a Masonic relationship means. It historically has always been an actual blood relative. However, 6 years ago, they adopted Masonic sponsorship. Masonic sponsorship was added to allow girls that do not have a Mason in their family to join, but still receive the benefits of Masonry by having a Mason sponsor them and kind of be their support through the organization. That has always been the one link that has tied all the members of Job's Daughters, is we have all had a Mason in our family. So that's kind of been one of the new changes recently. And I'll kind of give you a little bit of information about that and how that's helped the organization in a little bit. We also have a Joe B2B program. That B program is there for girls that are 8 and 9 years of age that are interested in joining. When Job's Daughters started, the age limit was 13. And over the years, it's gone down in age. When I was a kid, it was 11. We were able to join at 11 years of age. But, you know, it's gone down to 10. And at 10, you can definitely see a little bit of difference in the maturity level of the girls. So not wanting to lower the ages of membership lower than 10, they started a B program. And that gets the girls able to be active and involved in the organization before they reach 10. They pretty much attend fun events. They have crafting events. They make them feel a part of the Bethel. However, they don't have all the responsibilities since they're probably not at the age yet to be able to learn the memorization. However, some of those young girls can knock your socks off with their memorization skills. We provide our membership with skills that help them become successful leaders. All of that while they can have fun and be in a safe environment and mentor them. We always talk about it's an easy way to give kids a skill set. They can fail and it not be a failure. It can be a learning experience in a safe zone for them. Our organization is fully youth-led. It is the girls' organization. They decide, it was based on a democracy. They vote in their leaders. They vote how to fundraise, what to do with their money, what events to hold. They run their meetings with Robert's Rules of Order, and they plan all of their own events. All of this helps them build all of those necessary leadership skills of developing confidence, getting a strong support system, and empowering them to feel safe with becoming a leader. We also provide many scholarship opportunities for all of our membership, and whether it's within our organization or the extended Masonic family. Kind of a little bit jumping back into how we began as an organization. Our founder was Ethel Wead Mick. She was a very bright woman for her time. She attended Creighton Medical School with all the goals of becoming a doctor. All of this back in the early 1900s. She dropped out of college though when she met her soon-to-be husband, William Mick, and in 1904 they married, but she never lost that interest in education. She always found herself helping in some way to educate. William went to the war and was in World War I in 1917 and became very active in all the Masonic clubs that there were organized by American Masons for those in the armed services back in those days. And when he returned to the US, he really expressed how much benefit he saw in the Masonic organization and how he really felt there was a need for an organization for the Masonic youth. Well, just at this time when he was returning, that's when DeMolay was just being founded and created. So it kind of gave them that goal to find an organization to help with women and the Daughters of Mason, so that they could be a part of the organization. And during this time, she was also kind of, learning how to develop and create organizations. She developed organized the Untitled Chapter, which is Nebraska spelled backwards, in Omaha, Nebraska, and served as their first worthy matron back in those days. At that time, she worked with all the members of the Nebraska Grand Chapter of OES to develop the organization. They wrote the rituals. They had military people help them with the floor work. They had a bishop from one of the churches help them with the music rituals and some of the ritual parts. And they worked with all the Masonic groups to help develop all of that. It was founded back in October 20th of 1920 in Omaha, Nebraska. And kind of a little bit to think about with that point in time, back then, the US was experiencing, dramatic social and political changes. The 19th Amendment was just passed. So she had the basis of wanting to create an organization to build women into leaders right when women weren't even eligible to vote and were just getting those rights to vote. So she was very much a path creator and out there trying to help create opportunities for women in the world. She based the organization on the book of Job because it was her favorite Bible story as a child, with key emphasis on the 42nd chapter, 15th verse, which is, in all the land were no women found so fair as the daughters of Job, and their father gave them inheritance among their brethren. She felt the book of Job had lots of great teachings to teach kids and all people at that point in time, with keeping your patient, being patient. You're going to have lots of trials in life. Just keep your faith, be patient, and in the end, you'll get rewarded. From the beginning, the very first Bethels even were required to set aside funds to go toward educational scholarships for their members. And to this day, that is still part of our law for each Bethel. Every term, they need to have a service fundraiser and raise money, where a third of those funds will go toward educational scholarships. One of the cool notes that there were back in the early 40s, one of the emphasis that the Bethels had throughout the US back then were to raise funds to purchase ambulances and field kitchens and stuff for the armed services. So on the screen, I have a picture for you of some of those early Bethels, and also, one of the ambulances that they did provide back in those days. I know, looking at the years, there was one year that they purchased 4 different ambulances. They bought a lot of medical devices for the armed services and everything back then. One of the things that Ethel, I found in one of the early proceedings of International, was she was asked, why did you decide to start an organization and name it Job's Daughters? And she said, 1, because it's biblical. It's dramatically relative to everybody's life. That story was. And she said, Job was characteristic of a man that should illustrate a true Mason, someone that remains steadfast to the teachings of God and the bringing up of family, the fairest in all the land. In Job's Daughters, a lot of what you see, a lot of our ritual work and everything, it all ties back to Masonry. So now I want to kind of step and give you a little bit of what our membership sees Job's Daughters at today. Kind of like Aaron walked you through some of the fun pictures to give you a little illustrative look. I'm doing the same with Job's Daughters. So Job's Daughters is teamwork. Our girls work together, whether it's, learning how to raise and lower flags at camp. It's the big picture I put in the center here is Bethel 48 in Anoka. It's not just teamwork for our Bethel level, it's teamwork with the whole Masonic family. Anoka Lodge, the whole Anoka Masonic family is very strong, and they work very strongly together. Job's Daughters is road trips. The girls love road tripping it, getting to experience the fun times in the car. You learn a lot about each other, and they get to have fun and relax together. It's secret trips. A lot of Bethels plan secret trips where they'll tell their membership, hey, this is what you have to bring. Sometimes you need everything, sometimes you don't. Sometimes you're just trying to trick everybody. And then they'll go to different outings. And, some Bethels, one Bethel I know did a secret trip and told them it was going to be a weekend long, and they drove down to the headquarters in Nebraska. So all the girls got to see the headquarters facility and everything. So that's always something that the girls like to do. One of the big things Job's Daughters is known for is our closing cross ceremony. We love attending Masonic events and being able to perform the closing cross for any of your events. So please let the girls know. Hopefully, as soon as we can start singing again, it'll actually be a good ceremony again. Right now, most of the girls have just been humming the lyrics these last few months, but it's something that we are definitely known for and that the girls truly love. There's two times in your life as a Job's daughter that you get to witness that cross ceremony performed from the East. And that is the day you join and the day you take your majority. And an honor queen, when she goes out, gets to see it too. So it's a pretty special thing to get to witness. Job's Daughters love to enjoy all of their desserts, having fun. They find, we're known for, if you're all dressed up and you're hungry for a dessert, we're going to go out in our formals and have dessert. So, we've gone to Shaved Ice booths, we've gone to Dairy Queen, anywhere like that, all dressed up in formals. You get the looks, but the girls have a blast doing it. Valley Fair trips. We look forward every year. DMLA for the last few years has sponsored the Masonic Youth Day at Valley Fair, and was kind of saddened last year because we were actually going to expand it. We wanted it to be Masonic Family Day at Valley Fair. So it's not just youth organizations being emphasized there. The girls and boys and all the adults there have so much fun and would love to share that with all the Masonic organizations. So hopefully next year we'll be able to kick that one off. Job's Daughters is sisterhood. They make friends from the day that they join, and those are their closest friends throughout the rest of their life. Job's Daughters is service projects. We have a lot of Bethels that do a lot of different types of service projects, from helping out with cleanup or planting flowers at their lodge, ringing bells for the Salvation Army, the Cystic Fibrosis Foundation. They've done the walk at the IDS towers to raise money. Christmas caroling at the Masonic Home, helping with at the Animal Humane Society, Feed My Starving Children. Job's Daughters really emphasizes the philanthropic work and community service within each Bethel. Shrine Circus, they love working that Shrine Circus. And this is Bethel 32, they sell their pickles every year. So they love selling the pickles and having fun at the circus. Crafting, they love making things. Whether it's crafting for fun, for them to learn a new skill, for them to prepare for an event, or crafting to help for a fundraiser. Some of these were a service project. They were donating quilts. So they worked with the Eastern Star, and the Eastern Star taught them how to sew and how to make the quilts. So it's working together with all the organizations. Job's Daughters is participating in parades. That's the season we're in now, and we're super excited that the girls are out there. There's nothing more fun right now. We have purple crowns that we hand out. A lot of the Bethels are handing out to the crowds, and you walk around those crowds and you see all these purple crowns being worn. It's pretty exciting to see the girls' interest. Job's Daughters is leadership. We have our current 4 state leaders. Well, we actually have 5, but I didn't have a picture with one of them in there. We have our current state leaders are myself as the Grand Guardian, and Darren Hagenson is he's from East Grand Forks Lodge and the Moorhead Bethel of Job's Daughters. He's the Associate Grand Guardian. Our Miss Minnesota Job's Daughters is Stephanie Beslin from Farmington, and our Grand Bethel Honor Queen, Madison Crooks, is also from Farmington. And then we have a Miss Junior Joby, which is Audrey Mayer, and she's from Anoka. Unfortunately, these girls have been in their role for over a year now, and almost a year and a half, and we still haven't had the opportunity to all 5 be together to have a picture together yet. So, and then right now we actually are honored to have at the international level, the Supreme Bethel Honor Queen is currently from Minnesota, and that is Gabriella DiMatteo from Anoka, Bethel 48. So she is our current Supreme Bethel Honor Queen and will be giving up her title at Supreme Session here next month. And also, as part of leadership, I put the picture here of the wonderful endowment fund donation that we received last year from the Grand Lodge, from all of you, for helping to provide leadership training for all of our girls. So that is a key part of what our organization is. It's our ritual work. It's all the different parts that we perform in each of our meetings. One of the big things that Job's Daughters in Minnesota is we're camp. We are all about our camp. It's, here's a picture from a couple of years ago of everybody that was there. It's learning new skills. The girls become confident in water activities, in canoeing, kayaking, archery, riflery, all sorts of different skills that they learn. We have some competitive games like tug of war and stuff, and skit nights, opportunities for the girls just to have fun and embrace the wonderful Minnesota outdoors that we have. So Job's Daughters kind of around the world. We are currently in 5 countries. We have 28 states in the United States have members, and currently in the US, there's about just under 3,400 members with 365 Bethels across the US. In Canada, we moved to be an international organization in 1931. We're in 4 of the provinces with 21 Bethels and about 200 members in Canada right now. We opened a Bethel in Australia in 1950. There's 4 Bethels there currently with 48 members. The Philippines has 26 Bethels with 609 members. And then Brazil is currently our largest jurisdiction. We have 26 states of Brazil have Bethels with over 5,926 members currently. So I believe our current membership is just over 10,000 around the world. Over the years, there also were Bethels in Germany, Guam, and Japan, but those were primarily military based. And as all the military needs died down, those Bethels ended up closing. In this last year, Job's Daughters internationally gained 477 members, which is pretty low, but that isn't very bad considering over half of the year we were not able to hold initiations. And the other half of the year when we could, they were done virtually. So many girls chose not to join because they wanted to experience the whole ceremony and, or issues with getting it to work virtually. So overall, it wasn't too bad of a year for membership considering the year that we had. And this last year, like I said, the Masonic sponsorship just started 6 years ago, and about 30% of those members joined through Masonic sponsorship. In Minnesota, we currently have 12 Bethels with 166 members. We had a decrease of 6 members this last year, but like I said, I'm not too discouraged with a decrease. The year before, we actually had our first increase in many, many years. So we have been working, and we have a lot of prospective members out there. With that decrease, we still did initiate 22 new members last year. So I did add our website out here for future resource for you. If you'd like to go check out our website, we keep our calendar updated with all of our activities and stuff going on. One of the big things that, like I said, philanthropic projects are very important to Job's Daughters. And back in 1985, we established our own philanthropic project, which is the Hike Fund. The purpose of the Hike Fund is to assist children with hearing loss, assist children that have hearing loss to achieve improved hearing communication skills. So far, since the Hike Fund was founded, they've raised close to $6 million, and they've been able to provide over 2,500 children support, whether that's hearing aids or other devices, whatever their needs have been, medical services, whatever it's been, they've been able to help those children. And it's one of the cool things is that we've always promoted is a way kids can help kids. Hearing devices are very expensive. And, you know, as an adult, you usually need them when they die on you or when you lose one or something like that. Kids outgrow them very quickly. Their bodies are continually still growing and they outgrow them. So it's a sizable cost every couple of years for children that are needing those. Just thought I'd throw in a couple interesting facts for you on some famous Job's Daughters in history. The ones I put pictures up here of are all actresses. We've got Vicki Lawrence, Judy Garland from Minnesota, Jenna Lee Harrison from Three's Company, and Debbie Reynolds. Those are probably the most well-known ones. We have plenty of women that have succeeded to go to great heights in their careers. Coordinators of the Smithsonian Institute right now, Miss America from 1961, Chief of Police, World War II, Navy Waves. From Minnesota, one of our past honor queens is pretty high up at the CDC and works directly on COVID and the flu. So we have definitely some great resources and some skilled majority members from our organization. Now, kind of getting back to what Job's Daughters is, I just wanted to point out Job's Daughters is also Masons serving as mentors. Over the years, we've had lots of Masons involved in our organization that have served as great mentors to our membership. And not only do they serve as mentors, they have fun while they're doing it. You know, we have Todd here dressed up in garb for, I think it was a skit they were doing or a search they were doing. We have Bob Davis at camp. You know, he shows up dressed up in garb every year to have fun with the girls. Darren, our associate grand guardian, he was challenged and had to miss camp one year, and it was a prom camp. So because he missed camp, his girls made him, from his Bethel, brought him a dress from camp and made him a crown and made him wear it to their installation. You know, he had fun doing it. He dressed up and had a blast with the girls. And then one of the things you can never miss at camp is some of our Masons, they dress up as the Old Spice guys, and they have a skit every year for us and really perform whatever the theme for the year or whatever their skit is. They have fun doing it. And kind of just one of the things I wanted to, end with was the biggest thing is together we really are stronger. I want to make sure that you know that Masons are welcome at all of our meetings. We actually have a role of the Associate Bethel Guardian on our councils that can only be filled by a Mason. It is fully their job to be that Masonic support and guidance within our Bethels. The girls love it when Masons attend our events. It gives them their purpose to perform and to show off their ritual work. They work hard at it and they love to be able to show it to others. Some of the key benefits to remember, the Masonic sponsorship thing, there was a lot of mixed emotions among membership when that was passed. They really felt it, some really felt Job's Daughters should remain a Masonic only organization. But one of the key benefits that there has been from that is we're getting new people involved in the Masonic organization. Once they've been involved in a Bethel, they see the support, they see the family that it is, and it helps to bring more Masons. The fathers of those girls can join. The spouses, when the girls get older, their brothers as they age, it's really been a benefit to show off what Masonry is. And I think if you would ask any Mason that has ever been involved in a Bethel, they will tell you it is one of the most rewarding experiences they could ever have. The excitement of those girls and the benefit of getting to see the girls grow and mature and become more confident is something so many of us love to be a part of. So we would just welcome you at any point in time. Is there any questions for me?
Lisa, great presentation. I'm wondering if during these times of COVID, have the Jobs learned new ways to do outreach based on technology and presentations like this? I guess maybe have you learned anything as an organization based on what we've gone through in the past year?
I would definitely say we have learned a lot. We have definitely, like a lot of organizations, it's hard to get change brought into the organization. And I think COVID forced change, and it's going to help the organization long term be able to, who would have thought we would have had meetings via Zoom? You definitely have learned to adapt. I don't think in the history we would say we've held an installation. It's always been at a Masonic lodge or, at an event center if it's had to be someplace else or something. But we've had installations in a backyard over COVID. We've had installations in a park. We've had, lots of different options just so that they could meet and be able to do it. So they've definitely been creative. The only downside I would say to COVID is with the youth. After spending a full day on the computer for school, they have really struggled to spend more time on a computer when they've had to for a meeting. Even if it's a fun event, it's just a struggle to sit in front of a computer for longer time. So we've been super thrilled to be able to get back to in-person events. I think going forward, there will be some virtual options available. People aren't always able to attend and participate, and it makes things easier.
Very good. Yeah, those are some points I may not have thought of. Thank you for that.
Yep.
Lisa, what's the appropriate way for the lodges in the area to reach out to Job's Daughters if they want assistance for something or want want a Bethel to take part in something
So if
that they're doing at their lodge?
Okay, if a lodge has a local Bethel, it's probably best to go through that local Bethel that, you know, they're affiliated with. Their Bethel Guardian or their associate Bethel Guardian is their key contact. A lot of Bethels also have, we have a position within our councils that is the promoter of fraternal relations. So that is also a key person that reaches out to local lodges if there is a Bethel in that area. If it's a lodge that doesn't have a local Bethel, reach out to me as Grand Guardian, gg@mnjd.org, or our Grand Secretary is gs@mnjd.org. And we will easily, you know, a lot of times for Grand Lodge events, or if there's, you know, Excelsior Lodge doesn't have a Bethel. So sometimes they've reached out at a state level to see if at a state level we'd help out. We will find Bethels to help you if you're, and we also are thrilled to come out and talk to any of the local lodges to help them see if there's interest in a Bethel or anything like that. We, you know, we have people on our statewide level to help facilitate any of that type of stuff.
So is all that contact information then be on the webpage? Is that correct?
Yeah, it's all on our website too. Yep. Any other questions? All right, well, thank you for the opportunity. And we're excited. Next week, our girls and the state master counselor will be on also to be able to talk to you and give you a little bit more insight from the youth perspective.
Excellent. I look forward to it. Thank you, Lisa, for joining us this evening. And the poll was launched. For those of you who haven't answered yet, please do so before leaving this evening. And we will look forward to seeing you again next week. Thanks again and have a great evening.
All right. Thank you.
Thank you, Lisa.